So here is for the DMM motor, the wiring. Just a simple setup to test it, just using step and direction. Step 23, pin 23, direction pin 10. Then for the 5 volt, 11, 22. Don't use the enable. That's enabled by default, but it could be done manually with a 24 volt power supply, pin 16. And then also the alarm signal, I haven't hooked that up, but I don't need it right now. So here's the motor. It's the same frame. They have it in a 90 millimeter, like the 90 ST, or in an NMA 34 with a half-inch shaft. That's what I have here right now for testing. Then there's the servo. I hook it up with 110 volt, but it's pretty straightforward. This one is the cable that goes to the computer to run the software and set up the server. And then here's the Arduino Leonardo controller for wire connection, very simple. So just for the test setup. So let's start it. Let's see here. So to listen to the sound, because right now it's already running, the field is enabled. I can't turn the shaft, so there is no noise from the server or from the motor. The only thing you hear probably is from my other computer, a little bit the fan noise, but nothing other than that. So I turn it on here. So there was 2 turns. You notice it's only 2 turns. The 90 ST motor in the startup sequence does probably I would say 6 turns, lift the actuator around 30 millimeter in my case anyway. So if I turn it off, so it goes maybe here 1.5 and a bit, and then the lowering, the rollback in the slow motion. So that means the electronic gearing, which is right now at the lowest at 500, is still too high. But as I said, they have a software that allows to set that gearing profile even lower to get it down to 1 pulse per revolution. So if that is here too, it should maybe the gearing should be somewhere around maybe 150, 130, I would think, mathematically 130 to get it what it is right now in the 90 ST motors. But other than that, everything works fine. And the beauty about it is very quiet. Very quiet, you don't hear anything. So let's see here, turn it off again. So if I take the motor and just place it on top of my other motor to have the noise traveling through the chassis into the rig, let's see how that sounds. I have to wait for the controller to reset. Seems to take a little bit longer. Still working. Okay, now it's done. Now I can start it. Now listen to the sound. You hear a little bit mechanical noise from the bearings, travels into the actuator and into the frame. But that's not too bad. Okay, turn it off again. Okay. Let's do it one more time. for good measures. All right, there you go. Keep you posted.